1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh,
like an Alex Ferguson length of time, but maybe for 5 years even, he will have achieved, okay, he's not won the Euros, but if he wins the World Cup, he will have achieved the pinnacle of what most international managers would see as, you know, everything. And really the trouble is, if you win that as a manager, it can probably only go downhill after that, because you're probably not likely to keep that same team together over 4 years, and you've got to kind of almost start from scratch again. It's not like it's a club manager where you're with them every week of the year, of the month. It's fairly spasmodic, so it's not even in that sense a full-time job, except you're going around watching other matches, other players and other countries for that matter. So I think if the guy were to win the World Cup, my gut feeling is he and anybody in his situation would be perfectly happy to go out on a great high. I've won the World Cup. There's joy in the country, there's joy in the football world for them, because they've always been a bit of a potent force, the French. And he knows Zinedine Zidane is a fantastic manager, certainly at club level. We know that with Real Madrid. And the player, I don't believe there's a player on the planet who wouldn't want to work under Zinedine Zidane. So if I were the current French manager, if I didn't win the World Cup, I'd say, well, yeah, I had a good go. I've had a good go at this, good innings. I'll happily go and pass over the reins. If I do win it, I'd be saying the same. I'm such a high, I've won this. It's the pinnacle of my sporting footballing life. I'm happy to go and hand it over a great team to the new man, who I also respect greatly. So I could be completely wrong on that. It could be more of the line that you've said, which says, well, if he has a brilliant World Cup, he might think, well, I've won the World Cup. What more must I do? Why are they getting rid of me? I don't personally feel that's how he would look at it, because if you achieve the best thing you could ever achieve in your sphere, in your line of work, whatever you do, if you get the pinnacle, then nothing else can match that anyway. And in a sense, you can get, you know, post-World Cup victory blues, as you can get post-holiday blues, post any success. There's always a downside. There's always a come down. You know, when actors on the stage or people performing, and I know, and possibly you do, but I know when I've performed over the years many times in a band, or even just myself, often with 2 or 3 of us, I so love doing that. The pump of adrenaline is quite incredible, because beforehand it's a mixture of nervousness, sort of butterflies in your stomach and all that, but it's a drug which I don't like to be without, and that drug of performance is always in me. And I think if I were a footballer, I would love that, or a manager, because it's the drug of the adrenaline. And after, whenever I used to perform, and I occasionally still do the odd thing here and there, afterwards you feel buzzed, you feel pumped up. Oh, it's great, I think that went well, and so on. And gradually that wears off. You often can't go to bed because you're full of adrenaline. It wears off, and that can lead, you think, oh, when's the next one? Because I've now got to wait a month before I do something else. And the same for footballers, you know, so this adrenaline drug is quite something, and because afterwards there's a down, you have to come down again. Now, good luck to the French manager. I can't say I don't think France will win. I don't really think who can win. We all know Spain are generally pretty good at these things. I think England are in with a shout. And, you know, if Thomas Tuchel achieves the World Cup win, I would imagine they would want to keep him anyway.
say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
And they would want to keep him anyway because he's not been there very long. They normally give a manager most countries will give a manager at least one World Cup and one Euros, even if one flops, the first one flops. So I think so much depends on this guy, the current manager's situation. But he knows the fact that it's been announced what Zinedine Zidane is going to do. He knows what his fate is going to be, so it probably will pump him up to say, yeah, we're going to win it, so go out on a high note. And maybe that's why the authorities made it clear that he was going to take over, and that the guy currently, he could have done his time, could be very happy to see this is his last bit, and he wants to hand over a successful team to Zidane. So good luck to him if that's how it works.
Well, good luck to him, yeah. We wish him good luck. Now, James Milner, it talks about the highlights of his football career. Now, this guy is so lucky in life, isn't it? Because he says, I think the highlight was joining Manchester City, who haven't won a title for a long time, and being part of the team that won their first title and started this era of his success. Then I joined Liverpool at a time when they haven't achieved much and being part of the success. How lucky can a guy be? James Milner. You know, of
course, he's at Brighton now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Brighton. Yeah, I mean, when I first heard about, it wasn't the first time I heard about him, but when he was mentioned in the news recently, so he did an interview with the BBC sports program. He did a one-on-one interview with one of these, and when I saw him again, and I thought, what happened to him? He was at Liverpool. That was the last club that I remembered him at. And then I then thought, well, I've seen him play for Brighton, and I thought, he's a very lucky guy. Just, you know, he's just like a Semenyo. Semenyo's gone from Bournemouth and then gone to win the the Carabao Cup, and possibly he might also win the FA Cup. You know, so there are players like that. They're just gifted with a little bit of luck, and he just propels them. Yeah, go on.
I was only going to say, yeah, a bit of luck, but also you've got to say that he's a great stalwart of the game. He's been around for years.
Yes.
He doesn't really start too often, I don't think, with Brighton, but he certainly played the other day when they won in their league game at the weekend, which was against Liverpool. They beat Liverpool, didn't they? His old team. But I don't know whether it's luck. I mean, you could say that because he's such a very good player, that he brings something to the team he's joining. And maybe when he joined Manchester City, you know, they hadn't won anything for a long time, he could have been, as they often say, the final piece of the jigsaw at the time, or one of the pieces, which just made them a better team. The same at Liverpool. So yeah, he's a great guy to still be going strong.
Yeah, he's got more jams than strawberry. Anyway, this is all we've got.
Quite like that.
This is all we've got time for. So join us again next week as we bring you another interesting topics on the football referee. I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz.
And I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv.
Join us again next week. It's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me too.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.